Good morning, guys. Namaste. It's Friday, meatballs. Namaste. God bless. How are all of you? I'm staring down at my dribble marks on my shirt, so forgive me. Hey, here's a guy, myself. Here's a guy who can put a pound of pasta in front of himself and not have one dribble. But when I go to do my teeth, there's shit everywhere. I don't get it. I'll never understand it, but I'm going to get right to it today. Happy Friday to you. Guys, thank you. I'm digging the new set, man. I'm kind of making things work here a little bit differently for America's Mentor. But before I came on, as always, the universe answers whatever I kind of request. And it's something that you guys need to live by and understand. Ask and ye shall receive. Seek and ye shall find. I'm not getting biblical on you guys, so don't worry about that today. I'm just proving a point, is that the story that we live in every day is a story that we create every day. And before I came on, there was a noted Hollywood producer who explained, he's a writer, he explains how he gets his storylines and how he's able to write a script, literally in a week if he's given the task. He just basically walks in. He's got a great office. He walks in, he's got this big whiteboard in the office, and he writes down, I need a script for, and the whatever title of the series he's doing it for, this television series. And then he has another big table over to his right where he goes and builds models for the next 3 or 4 hours. And basically what he does is he starts the process by asking what he needs and goes off and does his thing. What happens during that time of his model building or whatever he does, I do that when I do my journaling. What that happens is the thoughts start to resonate, and he literally comes up with the storyline and all the plots and the sequences and the script, all in his mind, even before he even puts it on paper. And which is quite astounding, because we kind of do that every day with our life. We kind of do that we get a storyline of like loser, and we end up conjuring up all these different storylines that created that loser, and we'll still keep creating that loser in our life. Does that make sense? So it's so important for you to realize what you tell yourself is what you will bring to yourself. And on the quote box today, what you dictate is what you generate. And it's powerful because dictate is like what he was doing at the start of the process of writing the words, but the noun version of dictate is a ruling principle. What is a principle? Most important influence. And whatever is influencing your mind constantly every day, and you jack in some words with that every single day, you are going to manifest that every day. And I'm a process of learning that I love every single day. Because when I find myself falling off the wagon per se, and going back to the old jar, which I'm going to explain with this little bitch right here, when I find myself falling off the wagon, it's important to remember the next word, which is called generate. Hence generator, not that little box outside your house there, meatball. It's the one that generates. Hence author, creator, establisher, and originator. We are our own story. We live by it. It runs our lives every single day. But the great thing is, whatever story you put in there is going to generate out there. And if you keep affirming that every single day with your thoughts and your feelings and whatever you want to do, it's going to generate. It's going to generate. I had to learn the hard way, and I'm going to pull out this little bitch right here. I've been changing a lot of things here at the loft, man. I've been really expanding in a lot of certain areas in my life and how things look and are set up, and kind of creating the old feng shui per se of life around me. Everything around me is a positive influence, and that's basically what this writer did. He created an atmosphere of creativeness all around him. He literally had an office where he was able to do all this stuff, and he had the privilege of doing it, but he had to get there to do it. Hence he had to train himself. And this little bitch right here has probably a lot of decomposing roach pieces in it. This was from the 12 by 12 that I always talk about here at America's Mentor. It was a gift from dear friends Deb and Marie, who I still talk to today. And this thing's seen California. It's seen me in a lot of ways, and it's seen a lot of tears drop on it. But it was the greatest lesson, because in this, they thought they were helping me when they gave this back to me, I think 12 years ago. But it was the greatest lesson because it taught me who I wasn't. And this was the story I was telling myself for several years. In that journal every day, I would come up with these scenarios and events of what I wanted to bring in life, but you can't when the most important influence, what I was dictating every day, was a loser. Does that make sense? You know, you may think you're acting in this motivational way every single day, but deep down, those deep feelings that you feel about yourself, those deep feelings that you keep telling yourself are your principle, are your influence. And to get past that was, I had to write a lot of these, man. I think I've done about 50 of them now, but that's just me. You can do it in your own realm of thinking, of your speaking and your acting every single day. I'm not here to tell you guys that the only way to make it is through journaling. No, journaling was an amazing therapy for me to understand who I was. A lot of us don't understand who we are. And as the producer said, we live and die by the story we tell ourselves every day. And you got to ask yourself the question, because every word that you utter, every thought that you feel, every position that you take in life is setting the next step in where you're going. And it should get really exciting. As I was speaking to my friend yesterday, she says she gets really excited about the law of attraction in the universe. And basically, it's a wish list. It's an amazing wish list that we have every single day that we can put out there, the genie in the bottle, per se, of how we use our thoughts to create out of thin air. And it should get you really excited, because if you're in a place, see, I had to learn that I was writing positive things. Actually, America's Mentor was created here. I didn't believe I could do it. I said, I need the money to create America's Mentor. And when what I'm doing now is basically all free. But back then, I didn't understand it. And this is what you guys get. This is where you go down deep in your thoughts, either through meditation, affirmation, or your journaling, or scripting, or in verbing, as I call them, me, myself, and I can. It's just you finding yourself. And when you find yourself, you can start being yourself. And then you start telling a story of a person of success, of love, of devotion, of who you are in life. And the reel that I posted yesterday is really hard for people to get, because this whole journal was inscribed by me of thinking that the outside world was going to solve my problems, and not realizing that I was the problem on the inside world. It was myself. And out of the quote box that I wrote yesterday in one of the reels is, change is that door that opens from the inside. These are the lessons that you guys learn throughout your evolution time period. You got to realize it starts with you. And I say it many times here in America's Mentor. Everything starts with us. Us as people, as whole, as whatever we're emitting every single day, we're bringing back to us every single day. So if you're emitting a loser, like I mentioned in the very beginning, you can only bring more thoughts of losing in life. If you're emitting love, it'll only come back to you with more thoughts about love, hence more feelings about love, more, how should we say, fantasies about love that you want to create. It goes with success, failure, whatever you want to conjure up in that mind of yours, you are attracting to you. So what story do you tell yourself every day? What story do you live by every day? What do you dictate every day? Hence, the most important influence in your life. If success is the most important influence in your life, in other words, that's all you think about, that's all you can bring about. If failure is the most important influence in your life, all you can create is more failure. It's just a mind giving you what you ask. As the writer in Hollywood did on his whiteboard, he wrote down what he needed to create. And the mind, naturally, the subconscious kicks in and just goes to work and brings him back all these experiences that he needs that'll match what he asked. And it should get really exciting to you guys, because a lot of you guys are in places that you don't want to be. You might put this facade on Facebook, Meatball, but you can kind of see right through it. Oh, I'm a happy person. But on the inside, you're searching. That's great, man. Keep searching. Keep asking. Ask, and ye shall receive. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened up for you. It's you asking the important, relevant questions about yourself that will bring to yourself what you want for yourself. And if you don't like the story that you're living in now, the life that you're living, because that's basically a reflection of your thoughts. When you realize what you're reflecting, you realize what you're getting. It's a simple analysis of self. It's a simple analysis that you can change anything, but you got to change from the inside out. I learned through a couple of thousand pages of writing that I was only admitting what I didn't want to be, yet it was coming back to me, and I couldn't understand why, because it's who I felt as a person. And transformation is you just changing what you think about to change what you bring about. And it's a constant process of you doing it over and over and over again. The old bike metaphor, you don't get on a meatball and expect to ride, you're going to fall off many times. And this is what scares people. And they think, can this really happen to me? Yes, it will. You've already created the life in front of you right now. So the question is, what do you want to create later? What do you want to bring to yourself? What do you want to have in your life that's going to change everything for you? These are the questions what you have to surround yourself with every single day to bring that to you, because it'll come naturally. The thoughts will come naturally. I didn't even realize that I could do, and this is back then, 12 years ago, that I could do America's Mentor without it costing me a dime. And look at what I've created from it. Not to throw it in your face, but to prove a point. You can have and be and do anything you want, but you got to truly believe that you can create it. If you don't believe in love, you will never come up with love in your life. You'll have opportunities, but you'll self-sabotage it sooner or later. If you don't believe that you'll be wealthy in money in your realm of thinking, you will only become poor. It's the after effect of our thoughts that people don't understand. It's the after effect of who we are as people that we don't. Wait, I didn't create that. Yes, you did. You created everything in your life. All the ups, all the downs, all the pain, all the sorrow, all the happiness, all the joy. It all starts with us. And when you take that responsibility of you as the starting point, and hence, should we say, the most important influence in your life, you'll realize what you're bringing. You can bring anything you desire. You can bring anything you wish. You can have, be, or do anything you want in life. It all starts between your left and right ear and the subconscious mind and universe colliding together to collaborate that holy communion of evolution of self. It's a simple concept with a powerful message that hopefully you guys will realize that every word you utter, the story that you live in every single day, that you tell yourself every day, is what you're going to bring about to yourself every day. So guys, America's Mentor _radio on Instagram, at America's Mentor on Twitter, at America's Mentor on YouTube. Guys, you digging the set, man? I got these boxes and I'm just slowly just building this thing up little by little. What are you building in your life? Well, what are you bringing to yourself every day? If you're not getting the right answers, that means you're not asking the right questions. And you have this template of thought that you can use every single day and utter that constantly. That's called an affirmation. Tell yourself what you want. Tell yourself who you are. Believe in who you are. Believe in who you can become. Watch how the universe responds. Here I am sitting here with probably 1,000 carcasses of cockroaches in my very first journal. And the remnants of who I was to who I am right now. This doesn't happen overnight, meatball. This is an evolution of self. Transformation is an evolution of thought patterns that create neural pathways in your brain to create a new thought process, which hence creates new life for yourself. So give yourself time, guys. Give yourself credit. Give yourself joy and understand that you are valuable. We're all valuable. We're all unique. That's why we got a fingerprint, meatball. That's why we got DNA. There's nobody else like us. You have that choice to create this amazing person inside of you. So guys, happy Friday to you. I'll talk to you guys soon, man.